the street. The Unified School District of De Pere says a student was crossing the road Friday morning near Ontario Street to Dickinson Elementary School. The student was taken to the hospital and later went home. The district says it is currently looking at options for partnering with the city of De Pere to improve safe crossings near the intersection where the incident occurred. Up to 23 cases of measles in Wisconsin. 9 additional measles cases were reported on Friday in Oconto County by the Wisconsin Health Department. Measles is a highly contagious, serious disease caused by an airborne virus. So far, no deaths have been reported. 2 doses of MMR vaccine are about 97% effective at preventing measles. An extended closure in a major interchange is about to affect your ride. Debbie Lazaga has more details.
Commuters, get ready to adjust your drive. The DOT's Brian Purse told us that 2 major ramps at the Hale interchange are shutting down completely.
The first one is September 2nd. That's westbound 894 to southbound 43. And then the second system ramp, northbound 43 to eastbound 894. That closes 2 nights later, September 4th.
This full 45-day closure is for some serious bridge repairs, so you want to plan ahead to avoid getting stuck and keep your eyes open for those detours.
A reminder for drivers, all of the construction work is weather dependent. If you are living in the city of Milwaukee, multiple city services will be closed for the holiday weekend. Garbage and recycling will be paused along with flood recovery drop-off centers. Parking meter enforcement will be suspended starting Sunday night. Regular hours for city services will go back into effect on Tuesday. The Wisconsin DNR is reminding people to be safe on lakes and rivers this Labor Day weekend.
The top safety tips: wear a life jacket and have a sober boat driver. Alcohol use is a leading factor in boating incidents. DNR Conservation Warden Adam Strelo tells WTMJ.
All the local boat patrols will likely have boats on the water. I know here in Milwaukee we're going to have a couple boats, and then Milwaukee Police will have their boat. Coast Guard will be out. Any holiday weekend, any weekend where we anticipate more boaters than usual, we're going to put as many officers on the water as we can.
Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 1:03.
Networks, streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding plus to their names. But where did the concept originate? We may be biased, but we think these big wigs found their inspiration for plus at Hassellus Mattress. Hassellus showrooms are employee-free. Give your mattress a try with no pushy sales guy. Plus, our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Plus, unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic. Plus, free next day delivery and setup. Plus, free haul away and disposal of your old mattress. Plus, 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit. Plus, a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress. Plus, a ruggedly handsome spokesman with a smooth radio voice. Get all this, plus a whole lot more when you shop at Hassellus Mattress. Or maybe we should change our name to Hassellus Plus. Nah. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at hassellus.com.
Keep the comfort in and the weather out with beautiful new windows and doors from Siding Unlimited. For ideas, go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate and honest price guarantee, go to sidingunlimited.com.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car is not one of them. The national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adam.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers won 7-2 against the Blue Jays yesterday. The next game in the series is today at 2:07. Brewers warm-up starts right here on WTMJ right after news. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We are still seeing minor delays on I-41 heading southbound up by Butler and Timmerman West. Other than that, no major incidents, no major delays. It's been a clear day out here.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Here's Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly sunny, high of 71. Overnight tonight, chance of evening showers, mostly cloudy, low 58 degrees. Sunday, sunny and beautiful, high of 76. Monday, sunny and beautiful, high of 78. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 78 degrees. Right now in Green Bay, it's 70. In Madison, it's 68. In Waukesha, it's 69. And in Milwaukee, it is 66 degrees. I'm Elizabeth Linton in Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 106.
This is Brewers Warm-Up with Dominic Cotroneo. Your lineups, manager insights, and a preview of tonight's game right now. This is Brewers Warm-Up. Here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
Let's get ready to go for another series victory, maybe against another American League foe, the best maybe in the American League. Brewers and Blue Jays coming up at the top of the hour in just about an hour's time. Brewers getting ready after a 7-2 victory yesterday and a great ace performance from Freddie Peralta. Today, hand the ball to Quinn Priester. He's 11-2, 3.44 ERA. That's not the whole story. Each of the last 15 times Quinn Priester has taken the ball for the Brewers have won that game. He's got 10 wins himself on that ledger, but 15 straight games that Quinn Priester has started, regardless of whether or not he's the pitcher of record, the Brewers have won. It's a pretty good omen for what today could entail. Up against right-hander Kevin Gausman, longtime pitcher, now over 11 years as a starter. The righty's 8-10, a 3.87 ERA for the Toronto Blue Jays. Brewers roll in at 84-52, 32 games above 500. The Blue Jays' second-best record in the American League at 78-57. Brewers still have the best record in baseball. With those 84 wins, they are 5 games clear of the Detroit Tigers, who are 79-57. The Brewers have the best record in the National League by 5.5 games. They're up 5 in the loss column to the Phillies, but up 6 in the win column. So they will meet head-to-head, by the way, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, then L.A. So before we get to some of the roster moves and the starting lineup and some of the things that we want to talk about in today's Brewers warm-up program, let's start giving you the if the playoffs started tomorrow outlook for what the Brewers are going to do, because we declared it last night on Brewers Extra Innings that the National League race is done. We know the teams that are going to be involved. We do not know the order in which they are going to be involved. I've officially declared the Cincinnati Reds dead. I don't think they are a factor. They are 5 games back in the wild card race. They have one more series head-to-head with the Mets, but I think the water and the cream are starting to separate right now. But if the playoffs started tomorrow, the Brewers would be the 1 seed. The Phillies would be the 2 seed. They would get the byes, meaning the Dodgers would have to host a 3-game series at home. They would be taking on the last team in, which is the New York Mets, a rematch of last year's NLCS. So that would mean the wild card on the other side would be Cubs hosting the Padres. The Cubs currently have a 4-game lead on the Mets in the last spot and a 2-game lead on San Diego. They are done with each other. There are no more head-to-head matchups between San Diego and Chicago. And this season, the tiebreaker goes to the team with the better divisional record because they ended up going 3-3 against each other. So that takes a little bit more, diving in and looking, but Chicago has a better divisional record over this span. So Chicago will get the host. In the event that they end up tied and maybe Chicago loses a few more games in division, then it gets a little spicier. But as of now, just keep that in mind. It goes to divisional record when the two teams don't have a head-to-head tiebreaker. With that being said, it would be that Cubs-Padres series filing into the Brewers, because as the 1 seed, the Brewers would not be allowed to face another division winner, meaning the Dodgers, if they win the wild card round, would match up with the 2 seed, the Philadelphia Phillies. So, in theory, you could see a rematch of both 2008 for the Phils, of 2018 for the Dodgers in the NLCS. The Brewers are certainly in a great position to continue to march to clinching a playoff spot. That's where they're connected to the Blue Jays in that sense. They are 11 games, or 11 is the magic number. So any combination of wins by the Brewers and losses by the Reds, as long as the Reds are the first team out, that's the sooner it gets. If it flips with the Cardinals, then something's gone terribly wrong. But the point being, the Brewers are in very good shape to not only clinch the playoff berth, hopefully, soon, maybe even next weekend against the Pittsburgh Pirates, if not then maybe in Texas, but then maybe even clinch the number 1 seed in the final week of this season. We got some big roster moves to talk about coming up on the other side of this break. Jack is back. Jackson Chourio is coming back to the active roster. We'll explain why, how he's feeling, what the Brewers did without him. Brewers warm-up going to the bottom of the hour right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Psalm 90 says, "Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom." This week on the Lutheran Hour, Archives August concludes with a classic message from Dr. Dale Meyer. Life narrows down. Our limitations increase as our possibilities decrease. Life narrows down and it focuses our attention on Jesus. That's this week on the Lutheran Hour.
Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Now, more of Brewers Warm-Up on WTMJ.
Jackson Chourio is back. Great news for the Brewers. We roll on with Brewers Warm-Up. We're going to the bottom of the hour. Then the On Deck Show will take over from there. Chourio has missed the last month exactly due to a hamstring strain. He is back, reinstated off the injured list. The full moves go like this. Brandon Lockridge optioned to AAA Nashville in order to make room on the active roster. But one other move that happened that was sort of under the radar, we'll talk about at the end of this segment. Robert Gasser has officially been reinstated from the 60-day injured list, but optioned to AAA Nashville. Now, the Brewers' 40 man was full, so they designated Oliver Dunn for assignment. He now heads to DFA limbo for the next 3 days to see if somebody takes a waiver claim on him, or he can accept the assignment and be taken off the 40-man roster and stay in the organization, or he can become a free agent. Jack is back. The Brewers went 20-9 without maybe their best hitter in the month of July. And that's not an exaggeration. Chourio still leads the team in extra base hits, and in July, he was having the best month of his career. He was hitting .367 with a .408 on base, a .600 even slugging for an OPS over 1,000. That's the only month in his career that he's had an OPS over 1,000. 12 extra base hits, 4 of them being home runs. And he talked to the media earlier today through team assistant coach and translator Daniel DeMonteser, saying, this was something that I had to learn to deal with, of being away from the team and understanding to listen to my body. And I know folks may see his stat line down in AAA. I believe it ended up being 1 for 20 or 2 for 22, something not great. But Jackson said the priority for him was getting his mechanics out of the box, being able to run the bases well, and the priority was being able to defend in center field because, boom, right back after it today, straight into center field, playing on turf. Something to keep in mind there as well to make sure that that hammy is okay. But for Chourio, his priority was make sure I can push it, I can spring, I can accelerate as needed. Let's get this done once. He misses a month, right? So we talk about spending time on the injured list, and Sal Frelick is certainly playing hurt right now with his left leg issues between the hamstring and with the knee. But then he got to have some time on the IL perfectly coincide with the All-Star break, so he didn't miss that many games, but he did spend the minimum 10 days on the injured list. Granted, different severities of hamstring, but 10 days versus, 30 days is a very different aspect of getting ready and staying ready for Jackson Chourio. So he's excited to get back on track and be ready with the club. Let's go ahead and dive into the starting lineup now for the Milwaukee Brewers, and I just kind of point this out on social media. This might be the first, playoff lineup that we have seen so far this season where it feels like for the first time all year, everybody's here aside from Joey Ortiz. Joey will be back on Monday against the Phillies. Here is the lineup. Bryce Terang will lead things off. He's at second base. Jackson Chourio, aforementioned, batting second and playing center. Christian Yelich hits third. He will DH once again. William Contreras behind the plate as the cleanup hitter. Sal Frelick will hit fifth. He is in right. He had maybe the worst game of his career yesterday, but he still made an impact on defense. Sal's down to .294 for his batting average. Batting sixth is Andrew Vaughn. He's over at first. Isaac Collins will bat seventh. He is in left. Caleb Durbin hits eighth. He had a great day yesterday. He's playing third base. Andrew Monasterio, who quietly has been great. He is the shortstop, hitting .284 with an OPS still over 800 and just over 100 plate appearances. He is batting ninth. Again for the crew, Terang, Chourio, Yelich. That's the top third. The middle is Contreras, Frelick, and Vaughn. And the bottom third is Collins, Durbin, and Monasterio. If you want to pick at some nits here and figure out, well, how would it not be a playoff lineup, aside from what we mentioned with Joey Ortiz being back in the lineup as the shortstop batting ninth, but it's good to see Monasterio play as well as he has in Joey's absence. If you want to pick at nits here, maybe there's a start that Rhys Hoskins gets a day against Vaughn, depending on the starting pitcher profile. And maybe there's a day that they put Sal in a leadoff spot instead of Bryce. They would flip those 1 and 5 because the Brewers have said it all year long. They've been very consistent in the fact that they feel the fifth guy in the lineup is just as important as the first guy in the lineup, meaning they're in charge of restarting the order because they still have some pop down there in the bottom of the order, of course, with Andrew Vaughn, with Caleb Durbin. They've got some guys that can hit the ball over the fence. But honestly, I think it depends on the starting pitcher on the other side, assuming they're facing a righty. But, I like Sal hitting fifth to restart the order. I like Bryce in a leadoff spot, but you can make the argument, well, Bryce has been doing so much damage, why not put him fifth and Sal first? And I can get behind that, too. Then we talk about Joey. Rhys will be back likely on Monday. The Brewers will have a plethora of first basemen, and maybe there's a matchup where Rhys's numbers favor over Andrew Vaughn, but now you've got one or the other available as a clutch bat off the bench whenever there's a tough lefty coming on maybe, or a tough guy to face Joey Ortiz, something like that. So that certainly helps with the bench depth. And this time next week, knock on wood, the Brewers are going to really be at full strength for the first time all year. And I know, yes, there are still guys on the injured list like Garrett Mitchell who thought to be big parts of the season. But at this point, there's not a lot of room for additions in this lineup. And they've continued to perform. They've got 84 wins. They are over the preseason betting odds by some of the people that make those decisions. But I'm sitting here looking, this is a really darn good lineup. This is something we've been saying since spring training. And yet, Jackson Chourio is playing his first game in a month today. Very impressive stuff. So let us know what you think over on my social media at Dom_Cotroneo. Maybe we'll talk about it on the postgame show today as well. 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. But I really do think that this is going to be pretty close to a playoff lineup, maybe in Game 1, hopefully, of the National League Division Series. Let's talk a little bit more about Robert Gasser, talk a little bit about the pitching of what's ahead, because the Brewers get a little bit of a boost on Monday. It's our final segment of Brewers Warm-Up after this on 620 WTMJ.
4 years ago, I opened a doggy dream space unlike anything in Wisconsin. A place that offers it all: daycare, boarding, grooming, and a one-of-a-kind indoor-outdoor dog park and tavern. A hangout as fun for humans as it is for hounds. I'm Leah, proud owner of the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. Our love, passion, and commitment to dogs and the community are at the core of everything we do. From our incredible staff to top-tier services, we've built something truly special at the Hounds and Tap. Come see for yourself. Visit the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls today.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. They painted the outside of our house. It was fantastic. I've got a big deck. They really had to navigate on 2 levels. The guys took their time. They paid attention to detail. They did it right around the deck. My whole house looks fantastic. Trim and siding, it's great. It's CertaPro Painters. Schedule fills up fast, so now's the time to plan your project. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. They are the best. They're CertaPro Painters.
Back to Brewers Warm-Up on WTMJ.
Welcome back. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Brewers and Blue Jays, the 2 best, maybe, World Series preview. A lot of talk about that. We briefly touched on this in last night's postgame show. This is the only series this weekend between 2 teams that are currently in the playoffs. Think about that. Like, this is the series that everybody has all of their eyes on. We get a great matchup again today, Quinn Priester and Kevin Gausman. And then tomorrow, an even better one, Max Scherzer against Brandon Woodruff. And if somebody ever tells you, oh, the starting pitcher, nobody cares about starting pitchers anymore, it's still the first question you ask when somebody says, hey, I got tickets to the game. Do you want to come? That person will then ask, who's pitching? Just saying. Starting pitchers, we still need to make sure that this stays alive in Major League Baseball. Then it matters about who you're going to see on the mound. Brewers and Blue Jays getting ready to go. One of the guys the Brewers are hoping to see on the mound soon is Robert Gasser. So there's a couple of things at play here for Robert. He's left-handed, and the Brewers only have, Jose Quintana as a lefty in their starting rotation. The thing that they can start to do and have a luxury of, as rosters expand on Monday, you get 1 extra pitcher, 1 extra bench player available on Monday, which is why the Brewers are waiting to activate Rhys Hoskins. He's clearly ready to go. But, you won't need to make a corresponding move since he's not on the 60-day IL. You just activate him straight to the active roster. The Brewers can choose to bring up Robert Gasser to make a spot start at any given moment now that the rehab assignment has officially concluded. And might I say, a very slow burn, but a good slow burn. It all started back on July 19th. You don't get 30 days for Tommy John surgery recovery. You actually get 60. So we're at about 45 days of active recovery for him. But still, the Brewers, he's at 5 innings. He allowed 4 runs in his last one against Charlotte, but still struck out 9. It was maybe his best one as far as swing and miss stuff goes into a single game for Robert Gasser. But now that he has been optioned and he's available to pitch at any given moment, maybe in the big leagues, and give you a spot start, I could see Robert Gasser back in the big leagues making a start or 2 in those final 2 weeks of the season as the Brewers are trying to keep guys fresh, maybe give an extra day of rest. Granted, the off days are about to come plentiful all of a sudden for the Brewers, but to have Robert Gasser available now, in addition to Chad Patrick, is so important for this team. Now, they still have Eric Fedde as a bulk man in this bullpen right now. I don't know how long that experiment is going to last. Granted, he pitched decently well against the Arizona Diamondbacks on Wednesday, but you look at it with the off day on Tuesday and the extra man available on Monday, the Brewers are suddenly going to only need to play a total of 8 games in a row after that, then 3 games in a row, and then they have another little long-ish stretch by the current standards, just 9 in a row. So they don't have double-digit games in a row the rest of the year once you get past Monday. They don't really need that 6th man of the rotation. They don't have a need for a bulk man. They can have Craig Yoho come back up. They can have Easton McGee come back up. But the thing that they're keeping in mind of right now is, what do you do in that final week of the season? Because let's be optimistic here. Let's say the Brewers are going to be the 1 seed. Let's say the Brewers get a week off from that last game to October the 4th. NLDS starts game 1 is on October 4th. Furthermore, the National League this year in the division series gets an extra off day because of the television schedules. So you will have a fully loaded bullpen for each of the first 3 games of that NLDS for both teams. So you'll have, I imagine, Freddie Peralta start game 1, maybe Miz game 2, and then Woodruff game 3 perhaps. And because of that extra off day, Freddie Peralta can start on a 5th day regular cycle in game 4. You only need 3 starters for the Brewers, but the only reason I hesitate is maybe the Brewers go Freddie game 1, Woodruff game 2, Miz game 3. The reason I hesitate on switching those two is because, well, if Woodruff's needed in game 5, that would be on that 5-day cycle. And the Brewers have talked about the fact that they want to keep him on a 6-day cycle. But in the playoffs, all bets are off. Hopefully they don't need 5 games against whoever their opponent there is if they are in the NLDS. But Robert Gasser factors into this to give guys breathers in that final week. Let's say it's decided, right? Or maybe give the guys an extra day against the Angels, an extra day against the Cardinals to get them ready for that Padres series and that final series of the year. You probably imagine the frontline starters only have 5 more games to pitch for the rest of the regular season. There's 26 games to go. It is going to be over before we know it. So good to have Robert back in the fold. Wish nothing but the best to Oliver Dunn. He did get his first big league homer, first hit as a Milwaukee Brewer. Seemed like a really savvy trade by the Brewers a couple of off seasons ago when they were still worried about Bryce Terang's quantum leap, whether or not it would happen. It happened, and it left Oliver Dunn expendable. So wish him well. He was always great to the media. And I know some people pick on him for his lack of production and the swings and misses, but hey, man, he was in the first walk-off of the year. He scored on that walk-off squeeze by Bryce Terang. The Brewers getting ready to go against Kevin Gossman. They enter today 6.5 games up on the Chicago Cubs here in the Central. The Cubs are playing the Rockies later this evening. We'll have updates on that in the post-game show on Brewers Extra Innings. Keep on trucking. Maybe a chance for another series win against a division leader in the American League. They've already won a series over the Tigers. They've already won a series over the Astros and the Mariners for that matter. And now a chance today over the Blue Jays. We'll talk to you after the game today. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Our producer is Evan Wittallison. We will take a breather, and on the other side, the On Deck Show on 620 WTMJ.
When you're injured, you want quick, specialized care, not a long ER